Alrighty, beautiful people. In today's lecture, I'm going to be breaking down how I made roughly $4,000. It was $800 per account times 5 accounts on Topstep's Express accounts. So today was a pretty interesting day because we had some good accumulation at 9:30, which is not obviously the best sign to see during market open. But basically, I'm going to break down exactly what my thought process was. I want to get into the habit of doing trade breakdowns more. I know I really only talk about psychology. I also want to give you guys some technical sauce. I've been kind of gatekeeping a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to just jump down and give you guys my exact thought process of how I made the money, what allowed me to basically make the money, my overall thought process, all that good stuff, so I can provide some value for you guys. But anyways, let's jump straight into it. All right, so overall, coming into today, what my thought process was and what I was looking at was we came up at 9:30, right? If we go into replay mode, let's go jump down on a replay mode. So we made this long-tailed wick here, right, at 9:30. We came up, we souped this internal high, and we're displacing lower, right? Typically, my entries fall between anywhere from like 9:40 to 10 o'clock. That's the general ballpark range I'm looking for my entries. I'm not really a market open type of guy. Too much volatility and too much manipulation for my own personal liking. I don't like trading market open. That's just how my strategy works and how my preferences are. But anyways, so coming into 9:30, we start wicking multiple times, and then we start accumulating here, right? So this accumulation and any market condition tells me overall, I don't want to be a buyer or seller right now, right? I want to see an expansion either to the upside or to the downside after we have seen this accumulation, right? Because think about it, and this is how I think about it. I think about it in the sense of, okay, if we're accumulating, in order for me to justify an entry or validate an entry, I need to see price action stop accumulating. And the only way price action really stops itself from accumulating is if we expand either to the upside or to the downside. That kind of resets overall price action and resets the market, right? So I'm waiting overall for an expansion. We don't really get too much. We then dive deep a little bit lower. We come soup these lows. The problem with the soup from these lows is that we're wicking a lot here. I don't look at this as a really valid draw on liquidity. I want to see draws on liquidity as untouched, right? Like just clean, effective, one single candle wick, maybe 2 candle wicks, that's it. But when we're talking about internal multiple wicks, it's kind of a little bit nasty. I don't really like those types of internal draws. They're not high probable to me and my own personal strategy. So I simply was waiting. We then got displacement, or we started accumulating a little bit longer, and then we got displacement up higher. We then set in that high. So overall, right here, if I wanted to be a person that was longing in the markets today, I wanted to see this general region hold, right? So I teach buy-side imbalances in a little bit different of a way. Typically, buy-side imbalances are multiple displacement candles and one gap in between 3 candles. I will still look at a candle like this, right? So it's not really a fair value gap, but I call it a fair value gap. So in order for me to justify an entry here, I would want to see this, for example. I would want to see price rebalance and then start displacing higher. If that were to happen, I would be a buyer in the market because that tells me price actions respecting PD arrays overall, that are the PD arrays that I use, and I would overall want to see price action continue higher. But the actual, and what actually happened is price action rebalanced into it. Great. If we displace above this high, then from there I'll look for longs. But we don't end up doing that. We displace lower, which tells me price action more than likely is going to want to go lower, building my overall bearish narrative. So now this is classified as an internal high or an internal draw on liquidity. I wanted to see the reaction off of it to then justify an entry. So then price action runs up higher. We then soup that high. We have displacement, right? We then get a rebalance off that candle wick, and I entered right around 832. My stops were above the manipulation-based range, and then my take profit was originally at this internal low for 31 points. So I'm in this trade right now. I'm just overall waiting. I'm waiting to see what price action wants to tell me. We get that nice displacement there. Beautiful. In these general cases, I like being more careful because we have internal stacked lows. We could easily reverse off of these lows and then run up higher. So I'm very conservative in these general regions of just getting as little amount of points as possible. That still is a healthy P&L. So for example, I made 4K today. I didn't necessarily close right here. What I ended up doing is I waited for rebalance. We got the rebalance, and then we displaced lower. that now is internal liquidity getting swept. So from here, we can very much reverse, right? To then maybe sell off or just reverse flat off, right? And just start wanting to seek higher price. So we generated that internal liquidity. I got a 1 to 1.48 risk to reward ratio. Very happy with the trade. And that was the overall thought process. It's really as simple as that. A lot of people who like join my Discord are like, I did not know trading is this simple and this easy. But I think majority of you guys, technical wise, the best thing you could do ever, and what would combat bad psychology that you guys have right now, is making your trading as simple as possible. Manipulation and displacement, that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need multiple PD arrays. You don't need new week opening gaps and change in state of delivery and this PD array and that PD array. Those things, yes, they do work. I'm not arguing the fact that they don't work. But the problem is if you especially, let's say, don't have a mentor, don't try to trade every single PD array because you don't know how to actually trade them properly, right? There's not really good ICT knowledge on YouTube, right? ICT himself, I'm not gonna be like majority of other people who discredit him because he's actually a very, very good person. I wouldn't be here where I am today if it wasn't for ICT. The only bottleneck with ICT is he just talks extensively for a very long time, and it's very hard to keep attention proper, and it's very hard to just really understand what he's saying. So I'm not discrediting him by any means, but it's hard to really learn good ICT information if it doesn't come from a paid community or a paid info service, right? So if you guys have decided, hey, I don't want to pay for information, make your trading as simple as possible. Get like 1 or 2 really good PD arrays that you like. Make it as simple as possible. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need new week opening gaps, change in state of delivery, fair value gaps, inverse fair value. You don't need every single PD array, right? It's very easily realistic to become extremely profitable with just manipulation and displacement. That's all you really need, right? So that's the overall thought process that I have right now. We just rebalanced into this wick, right? We generated internal manipulation. We displaced off of it. We got a rebalance. I entered off the rebalance. My stops above the manipulation range, and then closed the trade out once we had internal manipulation. And right after I closed my entry, I guess not. Well, right after I closed my entry, I guess we're lagging now. But anyways, that's the trade breakdown from today. After the entry, I was going to try to show you guys, but my screen lagged out. After the entry, we basically just reversed off. We rebalanced back to my break even. And then from there, we then ended up running lower. But that was the overall thought process from today. Very, very simple trade, an effective trade. If this kind of helped you guys in terms of being able to read price action or PD raise, or this helped you in literally any way, shape, or form, just let me know in the comment section so I know whether or not to do these breakdowns more if they do truly help you, or to not do them. Because if you guys only want me posting psych videos, I got you guys, don't worry. But if you guys like these trade breakdowns, I just need to hear your voice to let me know if I should continue doing them or if I'm wasting my time, right? Whatever helps you guys the most, I want to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So if you guys want me to keep doing these, let me know in the comment sections. Anyways, y'all, I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.